3 Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? So, speaking, gentlemen, of pro wrestling history, this past Monday night on Monday Night Raw, we saw a new WWE World Heavyweight Championship crowned when the man Bobby Lashley defeated The Miz in what turned out to be a lumberjack match at the end of the night to become the new WWE champion. So let's start with the way that the show was booked, with the match being announced for 9 o'clock. Then Miz gets the bubble guts. Then it's moved to 10 o'clock. Miz pulls the count out gimmick. Then they move it to 10:30. I know some people were like, we're not happy that they kept doing the bait and switch routine, but I thought it was just I thought it was a really good way to kind of keep people involved. And I mean, even if you weren't going to stay locked in for the entire show, you knew that I'm going to tune back in at 10 o'clock and I'm going to tune back in for the main event. I mean, Miz was being a chicken shit. That's kind of the story of the Miz. I enjoyed the show, and obviously ultimately the crowning at the end. Matt.
Yeah, I mean, it's classic Miz tactics. I think that made the story even more fun, made the finish a lot more satisfying for the wrestling fan that still believes it's real, but to an extent.
Wait, time out. What do you mean believes?
I need to put my other earbud in for this. Hold on.
Are you implying
it's like that Cher song, Believe?
Are you trying to say that it's not real?
I wouldn't say that.
All right, whew, you scared me.
I mean, you can believe whatever you'd like.
You scared me for a second.
You can believe in Santa Claus. You can believe that, these finishes aren't premeditated. You can believe anything.
Okay.
I believe Notre Dame ought to be in a conference.
I don't like the way you're using the word believe. I think I need a little more conviction on belief.
Well, I'm not going to discuss my personal beliefs.
Well, why on earth would you be on an opinion-driven podcast?
Well, we're not talking about fast food here, so opinions don't matter.
Right. Because with fast food, there's only facts.
Speaking of fast food,
would happen.
If somebody says fast food breakfast, what's the first menu item that comes to your mind, Matt?
None of them. I don't eat fast food breakfast ever.
Oh, so much better than all of us.
No, I can just get takeout from a diner if I want food in the morning.
That's a fair point.
Ryan.
McLovin or McMuffin.
Thank you.
I just watched that last night.
Intern
guy on the bus calls him McMuffin.
He does call him McMuffin.
McMuffin.
Intern Mark.
Well, I like Matt's answer a lot because I would go get an omelet in this takeout, but I would probably rather than do that, I'd go to. I would give up and go to Burger King, but I would go to the one in Mountjoy, not the one in Elizabeth.
Well, yes, we know that story.
I'd get a one of those for sandwich, probably not a meal, just a sandwich.
Tim.
I would get a Chris sandwich, but my first thought is a McMuffin.
Yeah, McMuffin is always the first place that my mind goes. Anyway, Matt, back to Monday.
So there was no story attached to this.
Oh well, I mean, I had a sausage McMuffin with egg and an egg McMuffin this morning for breakfast, but there's no great story behind it.
So real quick, let me sidebar.
Sure.
I'm working with a guy, and he goes to the McDonald's for lunch, and he created what he calls a McGangbang, and he says people know what this is.
He didn't.
I've never heard of it. I know he didn't create it. I'm just saying it, but he had to create it by putting the two sandwiches together.
Now,
apparently, you take like the top and the bottom of a McChicken and a McDouble, and you put them together, and you eat that all together as one sandwich, and that's a
Yes.
McGangbang.
Yes.
Yeah, you
And
take.
I never knew such a thing existed.
So there's actually an updated version of the McGangbang where it is a Big Mac and a McChicken.
Oh, that's a lot of
And
cholesterol.
you put the McChicken in between the Big Mac.
Yeah, I think we mentioned
We
that
actually-
So
one.
you take away the
Talked about
center
that.
bun,
Yes,
and you just put the entire McChicken, or just
Yes.
the McChicken patty.
the whole McChicken.
Ooh,
That's a lot of bread.
Christ.
Yeah, we definitely talked about this the other week.
No,
I
we
think there's
couldn't
also
have.
I think there's also a breakfast McGangbang with
You have my
a
attention.
a McGriddle and a McChicken.
Oh, because
You
they
can get the chickens. Well, you can get a chicken McGriddle now for breakfast. They do the chicken in the morning.
Hey, for me, the fast food breakfast is really a non-starter since I don't eat meat. So it wasn't me saying I'm better than everyone. It's I don't really have options unless I'm ordering all these breakfast sandwiches with no meat, where it's just then.
actually
like
Burger King
old-
has an Impossible croissant sandwich now. Oh,
I'll be darned.
it's actually pretty tasty.
I mean, Dunkin'
me-
Donuts has the Beyond sausage sandwiches too. So, I mean, that I would probably go and order, but otherwise, I mean, for me to order an egg McMuffin without the Canadian bacon, like it's just a sad muffin with.
But at this
egg
point,
cheese.
is that even really meat
What, Canadian bacon?
from McDonald's?
I mean, I think so.
That's so true.
I mean,
I mean, it's probably more plastic than it is actually meat.
I mean, it may not be truly Canadian bacon, but it's got to be some form of animal byproduct, I'm sure.
There's protein in there somewhere.
I mean, I would eat a pound of McDonald's Canadian bacon before I ate one of their apple pies.
Okay, you're just ridiculous.
That's just absurd. Okay, let's get back.
Speaking, wait, before we get to McDonald's,
Okay,
they put
yeah.
a new chicken sandwich out. I'm gonna try it tomorrow.
It's so good. It's
Is it-
real good?
Do you suggest the regular, or the spicy?
You know my answer.
You baby
Ryan
mouth,
Ryan
yeah.
will never eat spicy.
Yeah, I baby mouth it.
But Matt, was it you that said that the spicy wasn't spicy?
Yeah.
It's such
No?
a shame because the spicy nuggies I thought were actually kind of spicy.
I got fucking orange chicken the other day when it was spicy to me.
God, good Lord.
Oh my god,
I'm sorry. I derailed us.
it's okay.
This is my fault.
It wouldn't be a 3-count Thursday without us hungry fat asses
Do
talking
we-
about
how
food.
do we not have like the ba bum bum ba sound effect?
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Like we talk about this every single week.
That's true.
Yeah, I was gonna try to stray us off topic with an ice cream debate.
Ooh,
There's
don't-
so much
Oh.
time.
save it for next week. Save it.
I was gonna say I don't think
Yeah,
we've
yeah,
reached
let's-
our
let's-
allotted food
we-
chat.
We might need a good derail after we come back from commercial.
That's true.
you
Yeah,
could-
at least
you
hold it
could
till
save
after
it
commercial.
then.
At least
Okay.
hold it till after commercial. Maybe till next week. We'll play by time.
Jim, what is on the agenda today? There's an AEW pay-per-view that'll take what, maybe 4 minutes for us to cover, and then what else you
Yeah.
got?
Do we have a question of the week?
We
Ryan?
do have a question of the week. We have a question of
Not
the week.
until later. We have the show rundown. We're talking about Bobby Lashley,
Yeah, we're
No, that's right.
WWE
Big
champion,
Bob.
and the Miz shit, and that effing Brady kid just screaming in our ears.
yeah. I
They're
don't know.
looking for Bobby. They're heartbroken.
Yeah,
And he
sure.
could be anywhere in that desert.
They could be. They could be
And I
anywhere.
bet they found him in 20 minutes.
Well,
22.
I think
So,
it was a two-parter. So I went to bed that night not knowing what happened
Okay.
to Bobby and Cindy. I couldn't sleep. It was awful.
Matt, back to Raw. I'm sorry.
yeah, we went way off the rails there. What was I talking about? Oh, yes. So for people who believe this was a good
Wait,
fit-
no more waiting. No more waiting.
Is this about the ice cream?
Yes.
I want the scoop.
Oh my god.
Christ.
You mute me for saying stupid shit and give it unbelievable.
It's because he's old and unpaid.
That's fair. He's
I'm
the
old and
intern.
unpaid.
Yeah, we're just
I'm on
unpaid.
Mark, let's see that mustache or that mustache. Let's see that beard real quick.
how's the beard
Let's get
going?
a solo shot on Mark here for this.
Oh
a nice
my
beard.
Yeah.
Lord.
Look at that. Look at that.
You gotta braid it.
I'd like to.
The
I think I'll
answer,
braid it before
Charlie-
I trim it up.
Charlie asks, have you seen where someone takes Chick-fil-A nuggets, fries, mac and cheese, and mix it with buffalo sauce? Well, I've seen the nuggets into the mac and cheese with their buffalo sauce to make like a buffalo chicken mac and cheese, and it looked phenomenal. But
The mac and cheese is so good.
it is. Back to Raw. Matt? I think Matt was talking.
You were talking about a concept called belief.
Believe.
Yes. So for those wrestling purists who believe in their heart of hearts in the heel versus face, this was a very satisfying finish, I would say. And I like Bob E. Lashley as your new
That was
champion.
Peter.
I think Peter was the whiniest shit of all the Bradys too. Not to get too far off, but my God, what an asshole he was.
His voice was changing in that one episode. They made a song about it. Remember that one?
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yes.
Nobody remembers that.
I do. I watched every episode of the Brady Bunch. It's
When it's time to change, you got to rearrange.
Ryan, when he asks questions like that, you just have to say yes so we can keep moving.
Got it. Favorite episode.
Anyway, Bobby Lashley as new champion. I'm here for it.
Ryan, thoughts on Monday Night Raw?
Yeah, much like Matt was saying, I think you have to Feliz, as in Navidad, in Bobby Lashley. So I also Feliz that I think he's going to be a great champion. I love Bob Lashley a lot. I have a Bobby Lashley pillowcase on tonight that I'm going to Bobby. And it was a fine match. I love how people got upset that they kept pushing it off and pushing it off.
And was really upset though.
One of our commenters.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
If
The
you were
mad-
mad, might I direct you to another podcast?
He was mad, and he's a scientist, and his name is Nick. We'll call him Nick F. I don't want to like put him on, or N Ficarelli, whatever, either or.
Oh,
But I don't want to expose who he was. But he was mad about it.
thick
but,
Nicorelli.
I
Got
can
it.
never tell when Jim says people are mad because I know Jim like seeks out the arguments on Twitter, so I never know if it's like a lot of people saying this or if Jim is searching. I'm pissed about this Raw, so he can.
I would.
To be
I would
fair,
absolutely hate to see
Here we
your
go,
Google
guys.
searches sometimes to see like
I have never Googled who was pissed at Raw. I've never Twitter searched who is pissed at Raw. Never has happened.
Okay, now truth be told, Nick usually gets pissed because you send him a GIF. He
Right,
says
it's-
something, and you just GIF him off, and he's like, "All right, I'm done."
Yeah,
And I've never used GIF, I don't think, as a verb there, but you GIFed him off pretty good.
I
hate that you're saying GIF.
you're
GIFed
saying
him
it
off.
correctly.
It's
GIF-
definitely not a GIF.
Hate it.
I thought it was
It's
a
not
gift.
It's not GIF. It's GIF.
Didn't
Why-
it?
You
Stands
would
for what?
think it's that.
Graphic, correct?
The the dude who named it and made the file
Now
He's
we
a
know
named it
psychopath.
GIF.
Why are you
Anyone who
yelling?
does GIF, including the guy
This
who
is
made
how
it,
fights
is
start.
like,
Okay, so the dude, so all the kids named
Well, Daddy and
Joff,
Daddy are fighting again.
Geoff, and they pronounce
Here
it
we go.
Jeff, but it's Joff. You're gonna tell all those kids their name is wrong?
Right,
Yeah.
it's simple.
Wrong? No,
I mean,
sir.
It's
they
not
are.
a giraffe, it's a giraffe. Let's move on.
But there's
Yeah.
Jif peanut butter, not, and that's with a J.
I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
Right, Mark. Yes.
it just sounds
just
No.
like just
Using
like
it
you
as
have hair
a-
in your
using
beard
it
and
as a
hair is also
verb.
a rabbit.
using it as a verb just sounds bad. I don't know that I've jiffed anyone off.
You jiffed him off hard the other day.
You definitely
Gypped them
do.
off.
So much.
And you do it on purpose.
You just pulled it out and started jiffing all over him.
You gift him right in the face.
Oh, it'd be right if you said jiffed him right in the face.
Just
No,
It's
I
the
wouldn't.
gift. It's the gift that keeps on
I
giving.
think you gift them.
Mark.
It's better to gift than to receive.
I
Mark.
feel like that
Monday
should be
Night
a shirt
Raw.
right there.
God bless. We're
Better to jiff than receive.
Three Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app. That's arenaeats.app for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order? Mark, any thoughts on Monday Night Raw? Bob Lashley winning the title?
Was that this week?
That was this week.
Yeah, I tuned in and watched that. Now, you know what? Anybody that when they say, "Hey, this week, it's going to be Robert Lashley and whoever," and you think, "Oh, it's going to start and it's going to finish there right at 8:00, and then I can turn off the TV," that ain't happening. They're going to milk that thing out till the end of the show. Is this your first week watching wrestling? Come on.
Well,
man.
Mark, unless you're AEW and we're going to trot out the big unit right away.
That's true. You got me there.
Large program.
That's true.
The large program.
I mean, you either book the show that one way or you book it in reverse on a Wednesday.
But sometimes there's no more BS.
That's true.
Scotty,
the
answer to the question is I usually run the 3-count Twitter. So that if you're
that's very obvious.
Yes. Tim,
was that in question?
That was a question.
Who asked that? I don't even see that.
It's
Scotty.
Oh, Scotty freaking knows too.
Yeah, come on, Scotty. You're not
Scotty
new.
doesn't know.
It's the one thing Scotty does know is that
Come on, Scotty.
Jim runs the
He's
the host, so he has to run it.
Thank
Who
you.
runs this Twitter, Jim? Isn't that a Beyonce song?
Sure.
Tim, Bob Lashley.
So, as a fan and as somebody who wanted the title change to happen, I hated the bait and switches, but loved it because I just wanted it. Like I was like, okay, 9:00, here it is. No, and now you're making me wait till 10, and then they do it again, and it was great television. It's a way to guarantee people will stay through to the end. And through it all, I don't see any way that the Hurt Business are bad guys at all.
No.
Like, it's changed now. They're absolute good guys.
I agree. I mean, when you're the foil to the Miz, I mean, especially, I mean that's an easy, that when the lumberjacks are working in your favor, I mean that's a switch in and of itself. Which was like the
first. You ever think we weren't going to get to the match though on Monday?
I sure thought that they were going to push it to next week.
I thought so. I bought into the fact that it wasn't going to.
I was so ready for it to go to next. I was waiting for the Miz to get himself disqualified.
Yeah, I thought that there was going to be fuckery. I mean, here's the deal: when WWE brings out a lumberjack match, that screams fuckery. Like that just screams this is not going to go the way a lumberjack match is designed to go, but it actually did, with the exception of Retribution not throwing Miz back in, but Cedric and Shelton just coming over and yoking him back in there.
But that kind of goes back to the storyline of Retribution and the Hurt Business. So even then,
sure.
it had some play to it. I'm just so happy that they actually pulled the trigger on Bobby Lashley as WWE champion.
Bobby,
it's so good, man.
I'm
so thrilled.
Genuinely surprised. I mean, going into Monday, I did think that it was going to be. I thought Drew was going to interfere, and we were going to get a triple threat. But once he had his match with Sheamus, I was like, I didn't feel like he was going to get involved, but I didn't think we were actually going to get the match, or a title change. I thought I just thought it was going to play itself out through to Fastlane, but it didn't.
Me.
Now, who do you think the match at the pay-per-view, Ryan doesn't like the name, will be against?
Fastlane?
That's the one.
Me.
Do you have any thoughts of who, if he even has?
Jim, did you have that sound effect up in the cloud, or did you look up for another reason?
Oh, it's up in the cloud.
Okay.
God,
God, where's the sound? There it is.
There it is.
you know you're so good at like clipping people's voices out. Why don't you just clip my beep beep out and you can just do it whenever you want?
I should just make it all into one. Do you think he has a match at Fastlane?
Beep beep. It might be a rematch against the Miz.
Okay,
If they want to sell the pay-per-view, he better have a match.
that's true.
Well, then again, it is called Fastlane, so I'll probably that'll
Maybe.
sell me on it.
I mean, if we're saying dream match for Fastlane, I mean Damian Priest is right there.
Well, no, it's not a dream match anymore, Matt, because the U.S. title's not involved.
Yeah, it's a shame.
Come on, try to keep up.
I know the WWE title's involved.
Yeah, but come on now.
That takes a dream to a wet dream real easy, doesn't it? Yeah,
Because I don't think we're gonna get a Roman match. So you almost have to have a WWE Championship match.
I think you might get a Roman match.
Really? Well, I don't think you get a Universal title
Well-
match. I don't think you get a
well-
Universal title match.
It depends on SmackDown because on SmackDown tomorrow, Daniel Bryan challenges
Oh, that's right.
Jey Uso, and if Daniel Bryan wins, he gets Roman Reigns at Fastlane.
Do we think Daniel Bryan will win and then just get the beat down afterward?
I don't think so. I think they might make this thing a triple threat.
Oh, okay. All right.
Interesting.
I think that, or there may be other plans for Daniel Bryan.
Could be.
If things don't go sideways, or if things do go sideways with the match against Roman Reigns, there might be other plans for Daniel Bryan.
Because usually, like the last couple of years, they've kind of gone, it was some of the main events. They've kind of gone, triple threat or fatal four ways, and because they try and get a lot of people on the card. But I feel like they're gonna go 1-on-1 with Roman and Edge, just because it that's the match, and whatever they do on the Raw side, I think I don't think we're gonna get a lot of multi-person matches for titles.
I think either one of those two title matches will be a triple threat.
Really? Yeah, I think the WWE title, Universal title, and both women's titles are all going to be 1-on-1. I think like your Intercontinental, U.S. title, tag team matches, I think those may be triple threat, fatal four ways type of things, ladder matches, something.
I think Intercontinental is going to be single. Because Big E's out right now. And Apollo Crews has this new gimmick.
Yes, which is fantastic.
I just think he's about to send me an email to ask me for $18 million. But yeah, I think WrestleMania is shaping up to be very, very good.
I think
When
so
did
too.
we have the last triple threat match at Mania for a championship? I'm thinking back.
20.
It's not in the 30s, right? 35 was
Daniel Bryan, Triple H, and Batista.
At 30.
Randy Orton, Batista, Daniel Bryan.
Orton, Batista, and Daniel Bryan.
But the
that's right.
main event at 35 was
because
the
last
women's.
year we didn't have one, right?
Yeah,
no.
36 was the Boneyard match and Big
No,
Show.
I mean I'm talking the championship match.
Oh, it was
Not
Drew,
main event.
It was Drew, Big Show, Drew Brock, and it was Goldberg and Braun.
Well, the 35, the main event was the women's triple threat.
The women's triple threat, yes.
Yeah.
The men was Seth,
And Brock,
Brock, and Kofi
Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
Bryan, right? So I feel like we think that, but I think if you go back, I don't think history will be on our side in proving that.
That's
I think ever since they did those dumb battle royals, everybody gets one with the battle royal.
well, that's true. That's true
Here,
too.
fight for the fallopian tubes.
The other thought I had is when we're talking about Bobby Lashley and the Hurt Business, and obviously in the last year, we've seen the success of the Hurt Business since its inception, right, around WrestleMania time, right after WrestleMania time till now. Do you think that this is something that not necessarily that they should, but that they could have MVP on SmackDown, on NXT to expand the business, so to speak, and have guys on those shows or women on those shows as well, and have the Hurt Business on SmackDown, Hurt Business in NXT, that have people that need a mouthpiece, need a leader, and build off of the success of this? Or do you think that kind of muddies the water and lessens the impact of the Hurt Business on Raw?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of the NWO?
That's what I was thinking.
No, I've never heard of them. Who is the NWO, Ryan?
Well, then you had the Wolfpack, and then the BWO, and the Latino World Order, and it's not going to work.
So just stick to what's working on Raw, and
yeah. I mean, when you initially said it, I was like, oh, maybe. But then as you started to expand on it, I was like, oh, no, I don't think that feasibly makes sense.
The more you talked about it, Jim, the worse it sounded.
yeah.
If you would have been like MVP on SmackDown, I'd been like, oh shit, okay.
I mean, for the record, I don't think that they
talking.
should. I don't think that they should. That's why I was like, could they? They could. I mean, theoretically, they could. But
hey, Jim, no, I'm sorry. I just don't think that your idea is that good.
I think that it would lessen the effectiveness of the Hurt Business by putting them on multiple brands.
Unless you strap championships to them on all brands.
Even still, I think it makes things like messy.
Also, not to make it a thing about race, but SmackDown is very much like these. There's not a lot of melanin on SmackDown as far as blackness. There's not a lot of blackness for males. It's like Apollo and Big E, and that's it. And then we've got the Usos, who pseudo black.
Well, they're in their own family.
They play in the paint. Yeah, they're part of the family and Roman. But then like you've got Bianca and Bailey, and you've got Reginald.
Ooh.
So now I would like to see a female member of the Hurt Business.
Yeah, I think you can do that. Naomi's on Raw.
And Naomi's best friends with Bobby Lashley's ex-wife.
True. Aha!
Bobby!
Very true. Lest we forget that wedding from December 2019.
We shan't.
We're also talking about the WWE here. And if they put a woman in there, you can almost be sure that Vince McMahon will rehire Sarah Logan and put her in the Hurt Business.
No, WWE would bring Natalya from SmackDown and make her the Queen of Black Hearts and put her with the Hurt Business.
I don't think you can say that, Tim.
You can.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to get
They put Owen Hart in the Nation and called him the Black Heart.
Yeah, we're going to get hate mail for that.
Yeah.
That's at Not the Tool Man. Send all of your poop emojis to at Not the Tool Man.
That's fine. I'm not saying that was my idea. I'm saying I know that Bruce Pritchard works for WWE, and Vince McMahon thinks that's good shit.
We're almost ready to cancel the real Tool Man. We're going to be canceling Not the Tool Man here real soon too.
Ain't no chance, partner.
I'm telling you, I read it on Twitter. It's very true.
Yeah, that Tim Allen is a piece of shit, and he's going to ruin my name.
What happened with Tim Allen?
Mark,
he's doing so much weird.
I'll tell you, Mark.
He's selling his own pillows now too.
30 years ago, he was arrested with 1.5 pounds of cocaine, and he sold all of his affiliates out the river to get a lesser sentence. That's Tim Allen.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
We do know that. All right.
Tim Allen's a stool pigeon, is what you're saying.
3 Count Thursday is sponsored by Arena Eats. Log on to the website arenaeats.app, that's arenaeats.app, for the ultimate fan experience. At your favorite sports venue, Arena Eats mobile app, pre-order, express pickup, and in-seat delivery. How do you place your order?